Howdy folks, welcome to another SEM session. This is a raw, uncut, unedited, weekly, bi-weekly, twice-weekly video series where we teach you how you can attract, convert, and retain more customers through search marketing. I'm your host, Riley Farbaugh. That's my developer, Jesse Rosenfield.
Who just passed by. I'm the co-host, Bobby Massa.
And today we are going to be discussing Search Console and Google Analytics. So we get a lot of questions.
First question that I had was, what's the difference between Google Search Console and Google Analytics?
Sure. So Google Analytics, far more common than Search Console. Most businesses have analytics installed. It's a pretty simple implementation. Obviously, depending on your CMS, some of it is like a quick install. Others is, maybe inserting a snippet of JavaScript into the header or what have you. But basically, Google Analytics is kind of a deeper analysis. You see things like source medium, what are your top sources of traffic. If you're an e-commerce business, you see revenue, you see transactions, you can see your audience demographics, age, sex, geography. You see, so there's a lot of data that Google Analytics gives you access to. Search Console is specifically geared toward organic search, and that lets you see where your organic traffic is coming from, which search queries are generating impressions and clicks, and where you're ranking for certain search queries, which pages are ranking. If you look in Search Console, you can see if different pages on your website are competing for the same search terms. Which is not good. We call that keyword cannibalization, so we want to avoid that, and Search Console gives us a good window into that question. So I guess that's a really common question is, what is Search Console? What's the difference between Search Console and Analytics? I think a lot of people who maybe have heard of Search Console don't know how to install it. Mm-hmm. So we can touch on that also.
Is there like a cost to these things, and which one would cost more?
That's a great question. Both these are free tools offered by Google, but you do have to implement them yourself. It's not like when you buy a domain, it comes installed with GA and GSC out of the box. So my recommendation here would be to use a tag management system. Again, Google offers a free tool here that I highly recommend, Google Tag Manager. Using Tag Manager allows you to deploy JavaScript into your header, your footer, any container really, and that JavaScript code then implements Google Analytics, implements Search Console, implements retargeting pixels, event tracking, goal tracking, etc. within Analytics. And Tag Manager is a way to manage all those tags in one place without having to manually insert each snippet of code into your source file.
Okay. So is there like a case in which like Google Analytics would be the preferred tool and then Google Search Console would be the preferred tool in like a different case?
So, I would say use them in parallel, right? They have different uses. I guess if, I'm trying to think of a circumstance where you wouldn't want to use one of them, I can't think of one. You want all of this data. Both sources are valuable. First, get Analytics installed, then get Search Console installed, and link them so that they can talk to each other and provide you more data. So I want to quickly dive into what sorts of data Search Console actually offers you. I touched a little bit on what Analytics offers you, source medium, transactions, goals, events, demographics, all that. I also discussed Search Console a little bit in terms of the organic queries and where they're landing and where they're ranking. But also it will tell you if you have 404 errors, if you have duplicate metadata, if you have broken links on page. It will tell you your crawl rate and how often your site is being crawled. Other things Search Console offers, those are the big ones that I can think of. If you're an e-commerce site and you're trying to implement structured data, right? You want your prices and your reviews to show up on SERPs. That's a Search Console implementation. You can also do it through JSON and implement that with Tag Manager. Again, back to the Tag Manager. But Search Console is a really great resource for that sort of work. So check out Search Console, check out GA if you haven't already. Make sure both are installed in your site. It's one of the first things that we do when we start working with a client. We want data, so we ask for these logins, and if you don't have them already installed, that is step one in our relationship, is making sure that we have the data to make the decisions to help your business.
Very true. What kind of decisions are we going to be making based on the data from Search Console versus analytics? Because I get the impression analytics is just kind of an umbrella for different types of data points on searches, whereas Search Console maybe is more SEO focused.
That's exactly right. So with GA, you can see, where is your traffic coming from? You can see all page views, all users. Where are those users coming from? And then, for most businesses, organic traffic is going to be the number one source of page views and site visitors. So to see further into that data and say, okay, well, we know users are finding us through organic search, but what are they searching? And where are we showing up? And how could we get more traffic from organic, right? It's already maybe somewhere between 30 and 80% of your traffic, totally dependent on the site. But most sites are going to be in that range. So how can you apply Search Console data to grow your traffic and your business? So Search Console will tell you, let's say you're a local business, right? You're serving clients in a certain geographic region. What's a good niche, Bobby? What do we want to use?
Let's say moving companies.
Moving companies.
Area.
All right. So you're a Burlington mover. You want to know if people are searching, or you want to know how people are finding you. So are they finding you through local movers, commercial movers, Burlington movers, South Burlington movers, Colchester, Winooski, Essex? These are all suburbs. So you want to understand how people are actually finding you. Search Console lets you see into that. And you can also use the data that you get from Search Console to inform your paid search campaigns. So if you see that you're really strong in terms of commercial moving in the organic side, and that's a significant portion of your business, maybe you want to start advertising on the Google search platform as well.
Right, because it's already working. So
right, you know that traffic converts for you, so you might as well get more of it.
Very true. Well, I feel like I've learned a lot in these 8 minutes. It's been eye-opening, and I really love expanding my knowledge in SEO. It's exciting.
And we hope that you guys are expanding your knowledge also as you make your way through this series. Hopefully you've seen episodes 1 through, I think maybe this is 9 at this point, but hopefully you've gone back, watched the others. If not, go check them out, monteverdemedia.com. That is going to be a wrap. Thanks for joining us, and tune back in.
See you later.